up, cave dwellers? I'm Gabe, the Flash.
I'm Darren, I'm back from the dead.
I'm Bane.
And today we have a special guest, and that is...
Howard Nasty.
Yeah, Uncle Nasty. And let's take these off, because I'm getting all fogged up here, and I can't really see out of this visor all that well yet. I'm going to go to our sponsor. That's RPG, Building People Changing Lives.
Gabe, what is today's topic?
Venom!
Yes!
It is Venom. We are talking about Venom today because, you know, there's a new movie coming out, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and we figured it would be the perfect time to do it because this is actually Gabe's favorite anti-hero villain thing.
Yes.
He likes symbiotes.
Yes.
Actually, he likes a lot of them, but Venom and Carnage especially, and seeing as this is, you know, the movie's coming out, like I just said, we decided to talk about that today. So, Gabe, what do you like about Venom?
I like...
Wait, we're not done talking about the movie yet.
Oh, okay.
What are you excited about the movie, Gabe?
Yeah. I think, I don't remember his name.
What?
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson?
Yes.
So the new movie coming out, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, you know, coming back with Eddie Brock, that's Tom Hardy, and Woody Harrelson as
The White Man Can't Jump. Woody Harrelson?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Cheers. Woody Harrelson.
Cheers. Woody
Cheers.
Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson, you know, Beckett off of Star Wars Solo movie and Zombieland, if you've ever seen any one of those.
There's gonna be carnage.
And then Tom Hardy, you know, was Mad Max and Bane, Venom, lots of other things. He was on Inception. He was on, what was another movie with the airplanes? Dunkirk was a good movie.
Dunkirk. Bronson.
Is that what he was on Dunkirk?
No, that's a movie. Bronson.
Didn't know that.
Charles Bronson.
No, not that Bronson. The murderer Bronson.
Where are we going with this?
We're off topic. Off topic.
Anyways, you know. In the second movie, Naomi Harris is going to be Shriek, and if you don't know who that is, she was Tia Dalma in Pirates of the Caribbean. She was, you know, Calypso, whatever her name is, the lady who turned into crabs and gave them the wind. And she was also Moneypenny on 007, on the newer ones. Mm-hmm. So she shot Bond. Not cool of you, Naomi Harris. Not cool of you at all. But there's a solid lineup of actors beyond them, but they are the three symbiotes, I believe, in the movie, or at least what's announced. And I think they're already filmed, and they are in like post-production or whatever you call it, pre-production. I don't know. They're already filmed, I believe, and they are in the editing phase or whatnot. And it's going to be a good movie. Gabe's excited about it. They have Woody Harrelson. If you've seen the first Venom movie, hopefully you have by now. It's pretty important. If you've seen it, you know, at the very end after the credits, I believe Woody Harrelson was in the cage, and Eddie Brock went to visit him, and you can see.
He says there will be carnage.
There will be.
Right. Cletus Cassidy,
And now this new one's called Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Yes, crazy man, and it actually looks pretty good. And he looks like he fits the part, surprisingly.
Well, I mean, he always plays kind of crazy person.
He kind of, yeah.
Well, if you've seen Natural Born Killers,
I mean, he's
or
kinda nuts.
Zombieland,
Yeah.
like the whole objective of Zombieland, the whole entire movie, he was trying to find Twinkies. So,
Right.
which is a good movie. That's the
It's kind of crazy. So
drives
I think he'll do.
He'd
Really
probably
good.
do pretty good on that one, yeah.
It's Cletus.
Gonna be a super good movie, I think. I really like the first one. We've all seen it, right? You watched it last night.
Yes, I did.
You seen it?
yeah,
Brandon,
I haven't seen it.
I'm ashamed of you.
I know.
Not keeping up with the movies.
I'm more worried about the comics.
Yeah, but speaking of the comics, the movies have made the price of these Venom comics go sky high. If you guys have been trying to get any Venom stuff here lately, you probably know that.
Yes, they have, and that's typically what happens when a movie comes out, or you know, something, a game, a movie, the series, comics go up, and we've got some comics here to talk about today, but we'll finish talking about the movies first, since we're on that topic. And if you guys don't know, Marvel currently has Tom Holland's Spider-Man in their contract, but they're only going to do another movie or two or whatever it is. For now, that's all we know of. But Sony still has the rights of Spider-Man, is building their own little spin-off MCU universe with the villains right now. That's why the Venom was coming out and the Venom 2, and they've got Morbius coming out, and they're all going to be intertwined with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. So as soon as the MCU contract is up, they're going to reboot the Spider-Man world, and hopefully it is going to be good since they've already got a pretty solid list of villains.
Yeah.
With their own movies, not just in, so it's going to be like they do their thing and then boom, hits them hard, and then it's going to be a pretty epic Spider-Man. And I know this is not about Spider-Man, but I think I like Tom Holland the best out of all of them so far.
Yeah. You can't talk about Venom without talking about Spider-Man, really.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I know a lot of people like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and he was good, but he wasn't bad. But I like
Tom Holland is way better.
I like Tom Holland better.
Yeah,
I do. Andrew Garfield, I'm sorry, but you should have.
He matches the comic book Spider-Man to me better.
Andrew Garfield looked like he was on crack the entire time.
Oof. Oof. I didn't expect that one, guys. All right. Where'd that come from?
He's
Gabe?
lived in El Dorado most of his life.
All right. Well, I believe we're going to get into some comics now, and Brandon, they are to your right, somewhere over there.
I think you got one.
I got one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Seeing as
Like
we were talking about the Venom movie causing the price of Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, well, I guess the MCU is Spider-Man as well, but the Venom comics going up, and this is Amazing Spider-Man number 300, the first appearance of Venom, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
The
Venom,
first
named
actual
Venom symbiote.
Yeah, actual Venom, not
the black suit. Yeah.
Which
was first debuted in Marvel Comics Amazing Spider-Man 252, and it was actually, when it came out in that comic, that timeline took place after Secret Wars, so it actually debuted in a comic before we actually find out where it actually came from. Right. So it was a big deal. They did in 1982 as well. They did Marvel did a thing where they asked fans to send in ideas, and they were looking to change certain things in their comic books with some of the characters that had been around for a long time. And one of the guys that wrote in was a 22-year-old named Randy Schuler, and his idea was to change Spider-Man's suit from the original suit that we all know to a black suit with a red spider. And Marvel liked the idea so much that Jim Shooter actually paid this man $220 to buy the idea from him, to say, hey, thank you. And they took that idea and they kind of ran with it, but they changed it from the black suit with the red spider to the black suit with the white spider that we all know and we see here. And
that was the 252, the number 252, and everybody out there likes to say that was the first appearance of Venom, but it really wasn't, because that was the symbiote that we find out later. But the actual Venom is right here in number 300, so don't get it twisted, people.
Right.
300, not 252.
Right. So if you wanna do your Venom stuff and you wanna do collecting, you need to get 252, Secret Wars 8, and Amazing Spider-Man number 300.
And there was another one there in between there somewhere too. Maybe it was 252.
Like 299.
Yeah,
cameo of Venom.
Yeah, the first cameo, and then there was another one like after 250, maybe 253, or there was another one in there somewhere. I don't know which one it was, but it was a black suit again. It wasn't Venom, it was a black suit.
But you can't mention Venom without, the main creator, Todd McFarlane.
Absolutely.
He took this.
I love it because
the main creator.
Yeah.
The main creator. Yeah, you talk about David Michelin.
Michelini.
Yeah. And a lot of he'll sign these books too, but it was really Todd McFarlane's main. It was his idea. He brought to Marvel, hey, I want to make a bad guy for Spider-Man. It's going to be Alien. They're like, yeah. He's like, no, I'm going to do this. And he did it.
Have a choice.
And in fact, he recently had a documentary come out on Sci-Fi Channel called Tom McFarlane Like Hell I Won't. If you haven't watched it, it's super interesting.
Did you?
I'm gonna be watching it today.
Well, I haven't watched that one. It's pretty cool.
Okay,
You'd like it.
Can I stream it anywhere? Or is it
Yes, you can stream it on Sci-Fi on their website. But
Yeah.
you know, he's a creator, and kind of this whole deal with him and Marvel. I mean, that's the reason he went off, started Image, created Spine that looks very similar to Venom.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at Violator's eyes and Violator's jawline, and then when Venom does his thing when he's going to eat somebody's head. I mean, there are some similarities there for sure. David Michelini, he likes to take all the credit and say, Tom McFarlane, he tried to I had these ideas and blah, 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 but his first pitch was for Venom to be a woman, where she was going to be in a cab, she was going to be pregnant, and Spider-Man was fighting someone, and that caused the cab to wreck, and she lost her husband. She goes to the hospital, later loses her child, and that gives her the aggression needed to dislike Spider-Man enough for the symbiote Venom to find her as a suitable host. Because, his feelings were all hurt because Spider-Man rejected him.
Right, but this is Marvel, not DC. It's a little too dark for us.
They didn't Alan Moore it.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, Marvel didn't like that. So Dave Michelini, it was kind of like you don't like my great idea. Well, here's this dumb idea. We're just gonna put Venom in Eddie Brock. This pretty much, he was a flat character. There was no real juice there to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just like, we're gonna just do it to that, and well,
even turned out Eddie Brock is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at that 9.8 there. We also have this fancy 9.4.
Oh, but it's signed.
There's the yellow label there, and you can see it.
The Todd father himself.
Yes, the Todd father.
That's what it's Todd Hodfather. That's what he's called.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I have a pet frog named Toad McFarlane.
Are you really?
I have a pictures of him on my phone. I'll show you.
You
later.
actually have a pet frog?
Yeah.
Named Toad McFarlane.
That's funny. Toad McFarlane.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh man, that's funny. Well, we have our two Spider-Man 300s here. Amazing Spider-Man Yellow Label 9.4 and the 9.8, and we have a couple more comics over here. I'll move these.
Absolutely. We talked about Carnage.
We did talk about Carnage.
Well, let there be Carnage.
We're talking about the new movie. We gotta have Carnage here. And is this the first appearance of
Carnage?
Yes, this is the first full appearance of Carnage. 9.8 Spider-Man 361. So we're only 61 issues later.
Gabe, this is your stuff, man.
This
Tell
is
us
you,
where
buddy.
Carnage come from.
Yeah, tell everybody what about Carnage.
Eddie Brock got arrested and separated from Venom. He was in the same cell as a serial killer named Cletus Cassidy. Weird, very weird name.
It is a weird.
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus.
Sounds like a serial killer.
Anyways,
a wuss. That's what it sounds like.
And Venom left his offspring there because he came and broke out Eddie Brock.
Okay.
And they escaped. And the offspring stayed and attached to Cletus, which it was insanely murderous. So whenever it jumped on Cletus, who was a serial killer, he's like, yeah, let's go.
Perfect fit. So then you have...
And Cletus Cassidy was also a sadist.
What is there anything that separates Carnage? Does he have anything that Venom doesn't have?
He's stronger in he can like mind control people, kind of. He can put thoughts into people's heads.
Carnage is stronger than Venom?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Entirely. And then Toxin is Carnage's offspring, which is the strongest symbiote of all.
Didn't know that. They just get stronger
as they reproduce. Yeah.
Do they actually?
No.
I thought they just split.
Yeah, they do. But
they're just like
asexually reproduce.
Does it have anything to do with the amount of heads they eat? Like, if they eat enough heads, do they get to split? Is that?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like that's a good question.
I mean, hey, do you guys know? Does it have anything to do with anything to do with any of that? What makes them be able to split? Let us know in the comments.
I never understood this cover because it looks like he's slashing him and then he's just like punching. But it's just weird.
It's a pretty cool cover though. I mean, when is this one from? This is from '92. When was the 300 from? The 300 was from '88. You got a 4-year difference there. Mm-hmm. And we also have the yellow label 9.6, and this was
David Michelini, Mark Bagley, and Stan Lee. A very smudgy Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, yeah, which is right there.
Yes.
Yeah, very smudgy.
Smudrific.
I am. What does it say?
Scribble.
He must have been 8 hours into a signing. Because you ever been to a con when he was alive and doing cons, he would sit there literally 8 to 10 hours signing. I mean, I personally stood in line for like 3 hours. Like, I got there pretty early, and he's just a machine. He would just sign. I mean, he was 91 years old when I went and saw him. I mean, he's just...
When was this?
It was about 5 years ago, something like that.
Wow.
I mean, he was...
Just a machine.
I mean, other people were taking breaks and stuff. Like, people much younger than him taking breaks between signings.
He loved his fans.
He didn't look up. I mean, they would just pass him a book and he would sign it. And then it was so bad because his eyesight was terrible. And so, like, someone would have to point where to sign.
Yeah, because right here you can see he kind of signed over someone else.
Yeah.
Bit,
so somebody, there was a guy over him and they would go.
Still pretty solid issue here. Still pretty solid copy or whatever. The yellow label.
9.6.
9.6.
And Mark Bagley doesn't do a ton of stuff. I've very rarely seen him at any cons. So that's a good signature to have.
I really like this cover here. That's a really cool cover. 30th anniversary. What else we have over here, Brando?
Oh, of course, we have to have Venom's first solo book.
Actual
Lethal
book there.
Protector.
Number 1.
This is when he first became an anti-hero, really.
Right.
Started being
Not good, not bad. Just kind of does what he wants to do.
Fights bad, but kills people.
Yeah, fights with...
He's more of the Venom that we see in the movie.
Yeah, he's got good intentions. He just doesn't care how he gets that across or does it.
Cover done by Sam De La Rosa, which we see, I don't know about y'all, but you see him at every con in this area because he's from Texas. So you see him at anything that's down south, he's going to be there. In fact, when he's not doing cons, he's set up like in San Antonio, like at the Riverwalk.
Really?
Like selling his comics. So, first solo story. This is what the movie was based off of. This story. Mark Bagley is also. I think it was Mark Bagley and Sam De La Rosa did the cover together. So I don't know which one did the inks, which one did the pencils.
Right.
Sam De La Rosa, used to see him before the Venom movie. Maybe one or two people would go by his table. When the Venom movie came out, that guy's table would be packed with people. All of a sudden, his autograph went from like $10 a pop to like $20, $30, $40 a pop. He used to do a lot of sketches on books too, like super cheap. Like you give him like $10, he'll draw whatever on a book. So speaking of that,
Were they both 9/8?
both 9/8.
Look at that.
Oh,
Got a
wow.
matching set there.
Signed by Sam De La Rosa. And he did a sketch on the book, which is kind of hard to see, probably in that lighting.
He did. I didn't even notice that earlier when I was looking at it. Yeah. That's awesome.
He normally does a lot of that.
And that was what, 1993? 2 years before I was born. So.
But it's a really cool book. It's that shiny chromium thing from the 90s.
Which is hard to keep nice, right?
It's hard to keep the scratches off of
It's
it.
one of the ones that we've done several on the show now where you can see that they graded a little lower because you brush against it with anything and it's going to scratch or...
And if you're looking for the higher end version of this book, there is an error cover. It's called the black error. It just, the printer was running out of ink and it was printed in black as an error and it still got out. Those black error comics of this are extremely expensive. Thousands of dollars.
Oh, really?
Thousands of dollars. Even in a lower grade. They're very expensive. So if you're out and about, you're digging through boxes at a flea market or antique store or even a comic store. If you see a black error cover at a comic store,
Email me.
let me know.
I'll give you $10 for it.
I'll give you 20.
So what is black on it? Is it instead of...
Instead of this red in the background, it's black.
Okay,
It's
cool.
just straight up black.
All the way.
Yeah.
Not shiny.
That's cool.
It's just straight up black.
Cool. All right. Well, now you know what you're looking for. I didn't know that. I'm sure you learned something today because I sure did. And we kind of researched for this episode. Cause
Yes, we did.
We wanted to make sure.
Yeah. What's some of Venom's? I want to talk to Gabe about this because
Yeah,
I know he
for
can
sure.
tell me
Gabe.
what is some of Venom's weaknesses other than the obvious what they're going to see in, because when you look at the comic book, the movie kind of made it seem like it would almost be too easy to get Venom to separate from Eddie Brock.
Sound and fire.
Right, but
What
he
else?
is like a tank in the comic books. I mean, and
I don't know his weaknesses actually.
oh,
That's one of the things I did not look into.
yeah, I mean, I because
You like the symbiotes. Why didn't you look into that, Gabe?
Because I know that each one of the offspring are just like
they're all-
immune to it.
They're all
afterwards.
different, yeah. But what else? I mean, what are his powers? What
Sound
does he
and fire
have?
are the only ones that I knew.
well, I mean, they emphasize those. I mean, I don't know anything other than that, other than the sound and the fire. I mean,
Maybe it.
yeah, the high frequencies and stuff like that. I mean, what about you, Brandon? Did you see anything different than what the movie showed us on? Because some crazy people have had this symbiote. I mean, Deadpool. I mean,
Oh, everybody. You name it. They've venomized
Well,
it at
there
least.
was-
yeah.
There was actually a story with Deadpool that it was newer, and they made it where he's the one that put it in the prison. He had it before Spider-Man. They came back and changed it, and he was the first one to ever wear Venom, is what they were saying.
That's cool.
And he's the one that, because he got it from somewhere, and then he's the one that took it to the prison and was like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. I'm bored. He got bored and put it there. He's like, nobody should have this power.
Speaking of different
There he is.
characters being called, Venomized, this kind of started the Venomized craze a few years back. This is actually a Francisco Mattina cover, an Italian painter. So this is a Venomized X-23, Laura. Try to say that Patrick Stewart, Laura. So X-23 Venomized. This started a whole chain, like Mary Jane Venomized, Deadpool Venomized. They called him Venom Pool. I mean, even Gwenpool got Venomized. Like everybody got Venomized. Everybody. So that kind of started a chain. I think they backed off of that chain, but I have seen a lot of Funko Pops that are Venomized.
Yes.
I can go to Walmart right now down the road, and I guarantee you there's something in there that's Venomized.
Probably a gold one there too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many of them.
But these Italian painters do Venom really well because of the depth of painting versus just the traditional pencils and inks. So that's Francisco Mattina. And then we have another variant, Holy Grail variant. This is Lucio Perillo, which is one of our favorites. You'll probably see more of Lucio coming up. I'm not going to say anything. So another Venom book, number 161. Of course, Lucio Perillo, he did the hulking, kind of the hulking version of Venom. I mean, it almost looks like the Hulk,
Yeah, I mean,
but just Venomized. And maybe it is. I don't know. But, kind of depth with the painting. I think Venom does really well with the variants, with kind of that painter style, just because it's so dynamic, versus just a three-dimensional character like Spider-Woman.
Right.
But yeah, really cool. Be looking out for variants. These aren't any high dollar variants, but it's just something cool to have in the collection if you're a fan of Venom. I mean, it's just really good art.
for sure. Gabe, what are some of your favorite symbiotes while we're on it?
No, the creator of the symbiotes.
No?
He's not really a symbiote, but he made them.
What is he?
He's apparently a god.
He's a dude?
Yeah.
Dude.
He forged a sword out of symbiote.
That's neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who else do you like?
Hybrid, which we kind of saw all of the symbiotes that make Hybrid. He's made out of 4 symbiotes.
Which are?
Lasher, Phage, Riot, and...
Was he in the
Agony.
freshman? He was the one from the
Riot
freshman year, right?
was, yes.
Riot was. But
And then the
thing
others
is,
were shown, the yellow one on the rabbit was Scream.
but they
Okay,
kind of got
they
it
got
wrong,
killed
though,
off.
because
They killed
Riot
him
was
off.
good, right?
Riot was good, yes.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they were to them, they were tortured in that cell. So they were experimented on.
Right.
So they wanted to do good.
So Riot was actually supposed to be good, but the movie, he was bad.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of sad they killed off all the other ones, too.
So they'll probably come out with more or have some of the other, legends.
But it's also cool that they made a hint towards it.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Wait a minute.
We got it wrong.
Wait, where did all the symbiotes go? We can't stop with just 2 of them.
Right.
There's a lot more than just that, though.
Right. And you like Venom and Carnage especially. Those are your 2 big ones you like. as well as Spider-Man, which are like Gabe's favorite comics. Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage. So,
Yeah.
Well, imagine that they all go together. Wow. Spider-Man, Carnage. You can't see it, but yeah, he's got a big Venom at home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's at home. You got to protect that one.
Yeah. Why do you like them? Why do you like Spider-Man and Venom?
Just the powers, I guess. the
Like,
personalities, the characters,
like
the fact that Venom can be.
What are you talking about?
Like their abilities.
okay, all right.
The fact that you can change Venom so much, and he's still the same character. You can put him on any character, and it makes him entirely new, but also the same. He can be thrown around the entire time.
What about like a Venom Silver Surfer?
That'd be cool.
I like Venom because it was one of the key factors in helping push the Todd Father away from Marvel, which gave us Image, which gave us some really cool stuff.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Savage Dragon, even still. That was like one of my favorites when I was a kid. Super big fan of Spawn. So when I think about Venom being cool, I think about it being what it meant for Venom being created behind closed doors. So yeah, that's I have my own little personal reasons for being a big Venom fan.
Yeah. And it just wasn't, it just wasn't him. It was the whole industry of Marvel. I mean, it was Rob Liefeld, Deadpool guy, leaves, they all, Jim Lee. I mean, they all just
X-Men
left.
guy, yeah.
I mean,
the
X-Men guy. The X-Men
They all
guy.
just got up and left after that.
I mean, they all there was 2 of them or 3 of them, and they found the rest. He found the rest of them that night at the hotel.
Yeah,
they went to New York the next day and just go, "Hey, we're leaving. We're quitting. We're making our own company."
They went to the guy that's over mad. They went to that guy.
Oh, is that who they went to?
That's who they went to.
Oh, wow. So have we told that on here?
I think I have once.
I didn't know that. So
We should do a whole story on just Image. We should just do a whole video on
we
that.
should.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to.
Let's see if we can interview him.
Oh, we might be able to.
Wow.
Let us know if you want to see a whole video based on Image Comics and the what was he, a CEO of
Marvel Comics.
It
CEO of
doesn't
Marvel
Drillpool
Comics.
know Eric Larson?
Is that who it is?
No,
Eric
Larson's
Larson's
the
Savage Dragon.
Oh,
he
right.
went to
I don't
Image,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. But we do know who was the guy's name?
His last name's Stewart. I'm not going to say his first name,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Either way. We know him.
Well, I mean, Spider-Man was kind of, it was bubbly, more or less. Your friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man.
Tom Holland, literally.
When they bring in, Todd McFarlane and stuff like that, and he's starting to work on it, it's literally a revamp of Spider-Man. And when they bring in Venom, it turns the Spider-Man comics darker, and it lets it compete with Wolverine's claws, Punisher's guns. I mean, these comic books that were selling a lot at this time, they were more violent.
Yes, Alan Moore. I mean, they were trying to go Alan Moore direction.
Yeah.
He's the one that came in and turned DC like super dark, like with V for Vendetta, Watchmen,
I love V for Vendetta.
The Killing Joke, all that's all Alan Moore. He turned everything dark and it got super popular.
Yeah.
So, all these guys that were coming up, like Tom McFarlane and all them, they were trying to go that direction too.
And it darkened it up a good little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It was all good until Todd McFarlane wanted to draw Shatterstar stabbing Juggernaut in the eye in a Spider-Man that had the comic book that had Spider-Man in it. And they were like, no, not a Spider-Man
I
comic.
did not know that.
So
he's
it
the
went kind of
Juggernaut.
from Bam and Biff to I'm gonna blow up a boat.
Yeah.
Joker trying to blow up 2 boats with tons of people on them.
Yeah.
So it just kind of made that kind of time.
It was a X-Force. Spider-Man joins X-Force, or X-Force joins Spider-Man, number 16.
Okay.
And in that comic, Todd McFarlane drew in there Shatterstar stabbing Juggernaut in the eye, in between his little, it goes in the eye. And when the comic went into editing, they took that out. And I mean, it even looks odd in the comic because there he is, he's coming, and something's coming, then there's just Juggernaut making a face, but there's no.
Yeah.
And it made Todd McFarlane so upset because they didn't even tell him, and they let somebody else change his
His art.
Yeah, he got so mad. That's really when he made the decision that he wanted to leave Marvel and go do Image.
He just put a bubble that says, "Don't you know who I am?
Yeah,
I'm the Juggernaut."
yeah,
And just took the knife.
yeah,
Is that what it says on there?
yeah,
Oh, should.
No, they should.
should.
They should. Yeah.
yeah.
See, I never read this, and I didn't know that, so I'm learning things as well. Well, that was our take on Venom. Hopefully you liked it, and now...
Yeah, this is Darren's comic school.
What?
This is your comic school. This
This is where I come to learn comics as well as you guys, but you probably know more than I do anyways.
We are Venom.
We are Venom.
We are Venom. So, but now that it is skin o'clock, we need to make sure that we give away some cards, and we are about to give some away. Now we're doing last week's giveaway, and that was from artist Alex Mines, and I believe you guys did that one last week, right?
Yeah.
You did, and that's Alex Mines from the UK. Alex Mines art on Facebook and Instagram. You ought to check him out before we,
Amazing cards.
Oh, for sure. I have some of his actual Topps cards. I'm set those over there real quick. I have some of his actual Topps cards for Star Wars myself before I even knew that he was going to be a sketch artist here. You got, these ones from last week: Predator, Alien, Terminator, Scream, Pennywise. I don't know what that is.
American Wolf in London.
Yep.
Okay. Was it
Freddy?
Lost Boys?
Lost Boys.
And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I mean, these are fantastic. Lots of detail here. Really, really good. And you won't be disappointed in these, because if you are, you should just return them to us so we can keep them in our collections.
Yeah, I will.
So, yeah.
I'll keep them.
Brandon, would you find us a winner for these? All right. And we're going to have the 3 winners and a Gabe's Cave loot box, the Cave Dweller loot box. And the first winner is right here. Second winner is... And the third winner? And who?
And we've always got the dead last.
That's right.
And we love you guys.
We do. We definitely do love you for dead last. And it's always something random. It's a loot box. We just literally go through, and sometimes it's a lot of crap, sometimes it's not a lot of crap.
Oh, it's a pretty good little bit of stuff.
It is. It's always good.
I bring crap here all the time and just throw it in there.
I thought you were supposed to be eating a sandwich this week.
Next week.
So much thought goes into Dead Last that it really almost feels personalized when you receive it.
It definitely does. It definitely does, and most of the time it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're gonna be like,
Depending on who it is, it's like, yeah.
It's gonna be like they really are Venom. They're in my head and they know what I wanted.
For sure.
And they gave it to me in this loot box.
And now we're going to go to this week's Artist Spotlight. Which is also someone from the UK. That is Jamison Murdock, the man with the coolest name ever.
That's
a cool
nice
name. That's a cool
Yeah,
name.
that's pretty cool.
Murdock?
Can I call you Matt?
It just reminds me of
Murdock.
Sylvester Stallone grabbing that mic with Murdock.
Yeah, or I forgot what I was going to go with
Or Joe J. and Jamison from Spider-Man.
that. Oh yeah, there you go.
Bring me Spider-Man.
And a sandwich.
And a sandwich.
So we got Jamison Murdock from the UK. That's Redders Art on Instagram and Redders Arts with an S on Facebook. He also has an Etsy and a website, so you guys can check him out. Make sure you do. You hit him up. All these artists definitely need some commissions. They need some love. Follow them. Check them out. We got his cards right here. He also is a Topps and Lucasfilm official artist,
Classy.
which
Real
is kind of
classy.
cool. And if I'm not mistaken, I've got several cards in my collection, and I think I actually have some of his cards in my collection as well.
If you're,
And didn't know that.
if you're a Lucasfilm official artist, you're top notch.
They don't pay them a lot,
But they are top notch.
but they are top-notch artists.
They don't have to pay them a lot because people like me do.
That's right.
Because you do great work, and I want to keep you out there.
Can stay.
So if you like any of these guys, you can get them to do, stuff for you. They
Yeah, that's
probably
what's
really appreciate it.
Yeah, hit them up for sure. I mean, most
Especially
of them
right
will,
now.
Yeah, most of them will respond to you, especially if you leave comments or direct message them. And they may not get to you that day, but it may be 3 months out. But still, you have a cool custom piece of artwork. So.
Yeah.
And speaking of,
I've got a couple of the cards
oh, dude,
from people, and I
yeah.
actually messaged somebody, one of y'all's artists, and had them do something for me.
has it done yet, or is it just?
Wayne Tooley.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
That's
Is
cool.
it in the works still?
It's in the works, yeah.
yeah.
I'm actually thinking about doing it as a tattoo on my side.
Really?
Yes.
Do you do Savage Dragon?
No. No, it's something way darker.
Okay.
Way more. Yeah.
So if you're an artist, send your art to us, and he might get it tattooed.
I might just do it. We might just do like y'all just let y'all pick which one I get type stuff.
Snoopy.
Well, let's get Jamison's out here. We have a Black Widow. Speaking of black and red spider suit. Black Widow.
That is
That's
a very
fantastic.
realistic looking.
We have a Batman, and I can't tell. I can't tell what Batman that is.
Is that Val Kilmer?
Yeah, that looks like. No,
It's Batman.
yeah,
And it's really good Batman.
that looks like
It's
Val
Batman.
Kilmer.
He's Batman.
I think that's Val Kilmer.
We have a Ray from the sequel series trilogy. What do you think about that? We have a Poe.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I forgot. Which is kind of funny. They're actually thinking about. There's rumors that they're talking about like
Removing
wiping it and starting over and removing it from canon.
I'd be fine with that.
That's
I'm okay
Now,
with
if they
that.
I'm
throw
fine.
it onto
Yo,
Legends, that's going to come
That looks way real.
It does, and I
it
actually
looks
just
like
watched.
he just took a photo of it.
He was also in that movie Triple Frontier. I just watched that one. It's pretty good. Not sponsoring the movie or anything, but he was pretty good in that one too. But Poe from Star Wars. You have a Chris Evans Captain America, and that is also a fantastic piece. I love that background. I like just the bluish purple tint to it. The background, is that from
Endgame.
That is from Endgame with
It's
the background.
that was on the poster.
Was it? Okay.
That pose and stuff.
And I'm assuming he either did this because we like Star Wars, or maybe he likes Star Wars being a Lucasfilm. But we have the child also.
Oh, he's reaching out for his chicky nuggets.
Cheeky Nuggets, or the shish
Chucky
knob.
Mick.
Chucky Mick, yeah. A really, really solid Hulk.
Oh
These
wow.
Nuggets.
That's a good Hulk.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Have a Tom Holland Spider-Man. Pretty good. I'm not even gonna say pretty good. They're very good.
Man, none of this is pretty good.
very good.
All of this is
I'm
top
sorry.
notch.
Yeah.
Even the Ahsoka we have here, which is complete different art style, more along like the Clone Wars, and I need an Ahsoka card. So hey, any artists are watching this and you want to do a commission for me, send us an email. I will respond to it. I need an Ahsoka card because I don't have one in my collection. So, and the last card, certainly not least, I was surprised to see it, but we have a
Oh wow.
bit of the Lion King.
The
here.
Lion King. That's amazing.
It's kind of odd, but it's
And
awesome.
it is just out of nowhere. That's a left field.
I really feel like that would be the one I would get just because it's the oddball.
It's so different. Yeah, and we have his business card here, Redder's art, and we'll have the link to all his stuff down
Wow.
in the description below. So make sure you check him out. Make sure you hit him up. And
Just amazing art. I mean, if there's not at least 200 comments on this video trying to get these cards, I'd be surprised.
The comments are going.
They're gonna have to
They
because
have
this
to.
is ridiculous.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Art's just getting better and better.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And the stuff they've got coming up, man.
Season 2 people.
Oh, there's some
Listen.
amazing.
I'm just saying.
Whoa, season 2, you don't even. we can't even talk about it.
No.
But man,
The lineup.
You got to share. We've got 1,000 subscribers.
Fight you for some of these
Gabe's
cards.
Cave deserves 1,000 subscribers. They sure do. And they're this close.
So let me ask this. We're talking about the art. Gabe, what is your favorite one?
Spider-Man.
Of course. Derek.
Spider-Man.
You know, I can't even say like, oh, this art's better than this art, but when it comes down to it, my favorite character would probably be Ahsoka. I really love the Clone Wars, and if you haven't seen it and you really like Star Wars, I suggest binging it. The first season or two is kind of slow, but then it really picks up, and that last season is just, it's really good. However, this is a double edge here. Poe is fantastic. That is like he said, like if you're sitting like back here like this, I'm like 3 feet away from it. It looks like a picture.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like I mean, like these, I can see some of the what looks to be colored pencil. We forgot to ask him what all he did here, but you can see some of the texture, and it's very, very good. But Poe just looks like just straight up. Did he just send us a picture and like tape it, glue it to the card?
I swear, it looks printed.
Oh, it looks printed. Like that's crazy. So
Like with a high dollar printer.
oh yeah. Chris, which one's your favorite?
Man, I honestly think the Hulk.
Which is also very good. Very good. You didn't get to see that one. It's so far away from you.
I mean, look, the hair on his chest. I mean, it looks like shading a bit in the camera, but that's hair.
Oh, for sure. Straight up is. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
A little squiggle.
And he's got the afternoon scruffle.
Brandon, which one do you like best?
I'm going to have to go with him. I like the Hulk. I mean, that's just, the lighting is spot on. The perspective, everything about it is top notch. And everything is top notch.
Oh, for sure.
But
For sure.
man,
I'm gonna add this to my eBay and Facebook watch list of Jamison Murdock to my list of cards to be gathering now, along with Seth and Candace and several of the others.
but you can't win these
You can.
for
These
free.
these are not ours. These are yours. And you know how to win them. You leave us a comment, you make sure you subscribe, and you make sure you like the video. And when you leave a comment, tell us what you did and didn't like about the video. Tell us which card you want to win. Because otherwise we have to hunt you down, and that's not cool. To send our elite bounty hunters, Brandon might smack you with a sandwich. You don't want that. You really just...
It might hurt.
Maybe a flavor of sandwich you really don't like.
You definitely don't want to win first and not get in contact
That's
within
right.
a week and let somebody else take your card.
If you get first place, you got to make sure.
pick.
In general, if you win, say you're one of these winners this week, one of the ones that we just announced a few minutes ago, or one of the ones that you're going to win here, make sure that you message us. You email us, which is right here is our email, and it'll be down in the description as well. Make sure you send us an email stating, "Hey, I won, and this is the card I want." And first place always gets first pick, second, and so on. But if first place doesn't respond within a week, because we try to get these things going out, we're going to go to second place. And then if second place doesn't respond, we're going to let third place get first and second place picks. So you still win your card, but make sure you get with us within a week so we know which card to send out. We don't want to keep people waiting. So make sure you send us an email. Make sure you send us an email swift before you can get your card out. And these are fantastic. And there's no way that you want to win and then not get the opportunity to choose which card you want from any cards, but this week especially, because these are solid pieces.
Yes.
Yes, they are. And since we're at the end of the show, speaking of very dark cards having someone make, I ordered some. This is just totally random here. I ordered some Revenge of the Sith cards back from like 2008 or something like. I don't know when they were. They're like an older set of wide vision cards, and I got 2 of them flipped, and it's of Anakin doing the siege on the Jedi Temple, going to smack some younglings. So it's fairly dark. It's fairly dark. It's a really good card. I may post it on like the Instagram or something. But not really like him, going in to hit the kids with the siege of the Jedi Temple. With the
what's coming.
Yeah, it's happening. Like within the next 30 seconds on the movie, what's happening. But it was an epic scene. So It's my only dark card I have. So thought you said yours, so I had to at least tell mine.
I'm all about that dark stuff.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you liked the video today, and make sure you, like I said, send us an email. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Oh yeah, thank you for being on with
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, Brandon.
us, Uncle Nasty,
Yes, sir.
and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.